Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Small Talk on the Mats. Today's guest is a firefighter and an Army National Guard infantryman from Albuquerque. His story is all about redemption, resilience, and purpose. After overcoming years of addiction and hardship, he transformed his life through sobriety, service, and embracing the hard path. Today, he uses his story to inspire others to embrace hardships, believe in themselves, and prove that it's never too late to rebuild your life. Great story. I can't wait to get into it. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, my good friend here, Matt Marquez. How you doing, brother?
Doing good, brother.
Good, man. Pull the mic a little closer to you.
A little bit closer?
Yeah.
All right.
Good, man.
About there?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm glad to have you on, bro.
Glad to be here, man. Excited.
Yeah, dude. Like I said before we started rolling, I've been wanting to get you on for a long time. You're a game changer, bro. Like one of the hardest motherfuckers I know. So I had to have you on the podcast, bro, and I can't wait to get into your story, bro.
Appreciate it, brother.
For sure.
Appreciate it.
So I categorize my questions so that I won't jump off topic. So we'll stay on topic here. Cool. So our first categories are early life and the struggles that you went behind. And first question to kick it off, man. What was life like growing up in Albuquerque, and how did being bullied at a young age shape you?
Life in Albuquerque was not too bad. Like, my childhood was not, like, completely horrible, you know. I had both my parents. They weren't perfect, you know, but whose parents are, you know what I mean?
Right.
So mainly, yeah, it was just the bullying that kind of affected me. I was bullied a lot in school.
Yeah.
And that, like, made me grow a deep hatred for people since a little guy, you know what I mean?
For sure.
So I think that kind of carried into adulthood, and that kind of led me down the wrong path in early adulthood.
Okay. Yeah, I know how that goes, bro.
Yeah.
I've been there before. All right,
Okay.
so at what point did you start heading down the path of drugs, partying, getting into trouble, all that stuff?
Man, so, as soon as I got to high school, man, that's what it was just getting high.
Yeah.
I ended up getting kicked out of high school because I was never there.
Okay.
I was just out with the homies getting high, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that kind of started my career of drugs, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would just go to high school to hang out with my friends and leave and smoke weed, or I was selling weed, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So as I kind of got into my 20s is when the partying started, you know, and then the partying leads to, you know, harder drugs.
Yeah.
And then that kind of led into the scene of the Albuquerque drug scene, you know what I mean?
For sure.
And all the destruction that comes with that.
Yeah, man. So it's just, I think, because like I said, I've been there before, but I think it's hanging out with the wrong crowd, man. I think that's where a lot of it comes from, is just being around the wrong crowd.
That's pretty much what was it. But, yeah, it was like, that was the only place I felt at home, you know what I mean? So I think a lot of people turn to that because that's where they feel normal at, you know what I mean? So
okay, that's a good point to bring up. So looking back now, what do you think you were really searching for during those years?
Man, love.
Okay.
Love, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's what everybody is really searching for out here, is just to be loved.
Yeah.
And to love back, you know what I mean?
Okay.
But that and just a place to belong, you know what I mean? Like I said, that's where I fit in, so that's kind of where I stayed, and, you know, it became comfortable there in that life to stay like that.
Yeah.
So.
It was like another home for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I got you, man. All right, so the next topic is the addiction and sobriety. So you spent 13 years battling addiction. So
yes, sir.
What were some of the darkest moments that you had during that time? And you can go as deep as you want.
Oh, man. Honestly, the whole thing was just darkness, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think probably some of the darkest times were when I was really bad on benzodiazepines like Xanax and stuff like that.
Okay.
Man, the stories that my family tells me, all the awful things I did and I said, and I'm pretty sure they were ready for me to die when I was like that. Mm-hmm. But the thing is I don't remember any of that.
Yeah.
Because that's what that drug will do, is it'll kind of put you in a blackout like when you're drunk.
Yeah.
But like you're still able to walk around and talk to people, but you're just blacked out, you know what I mean? So I feel like that drug and alcohol are the two substances that can ruin your life in one use. You know what I mean? Like going out for a night of drinking and you black out, and who knows what could happen. You know what I mean? So I feel like those two are the most dangerous drugs, honestly, or substances, or whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
I know alcohol is not really considered a drug or a hard drug, you know what I mean? Because it's socially acceptable. So, but yeah, I do feel like it's very dangerous, and that's why I stay away from even like social drinking or any of that, because I know that'll lead me right back into that darkness.
Gotcha.
So that was probably the worst time of my life, was when I was going through that.
Okay.
I had my time with every substance, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The last 6 years of my addiction life were I was using meth heavily.
Okay.
And so that was my world.
Okay.
And meth is a drug that will steal your soul, man.
Yeah.
Like, you've seen people that are out there tweaking, and they're not who they really are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that was the time I was on meth was probably the most darkest, most hateful, most evil person
Okay.
I have ever been. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. For sure, man. Yeah, I know. I mean, I've ran across the drug scene before, and I've hung out with certain crowds, and it does change you as a person, man. It does change you as a person. You're not who you are normally, regularly, and the thing about that is that, and props to you, dude, for sobriety, because a lot of people do go down the wrong route, man, and they stay there.
Oh, yeah.
They have no motive in life, no people to guide them. So. Yeah, dude, congrats for the sobriety, man.
They say only 2% of people who start on meth actually recover. So
wow, dude.
That's what that 2% represents.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Fuck yeah,
being
man.
one of those is awesome, and I kind of like to live by that, you know. So.
That's something to be proud of, bro, for
Thank
sure.
you, brother. Yeah.
All right, so when you decided to quit everything cold turkey and get sober, what was the hardest part about those first months of sobriety for you?
Oh, man. I think the hardest part was just saying goodbye to the lifestyle, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because, like, that lifestyle was just go 24/7.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You never want to sleep, you know?
Yeah.
And then you got people calling you up looking for shit, you know what I mean? Or you calling people up trying to... just the dope game, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So saying goodbye to that was kind of like the hardest adjustment, because you're, like I said, you find that world to be home.
Yeah.
And you got people calling you up every day, and they're checking in on you, you know what I mean? They're not really checking in on you, they're just trying to get some dope off you or something, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you got people calling you up every day, and then when you tell everybody that you're stopping, then nobody calls anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's just silence. And it was like a feeling of like not belonging anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But we know we got to make this change, and we know we're going to have to do it alone. So had to do it. You know what I mean? Had to say goodbye.
Yeah. So was there a turning point where you decided to, that made you decide? Or what was the ultimate decision that made you want to quit?
So the day I actually decided to stop, a few days before, the guy that was supplying me, he actually got busted.
Okay.
With a pretty heavy, I think it was a felony case, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was going to his house every day, picking up and dropping off. And so I kind of like saw that if he got busted, then I wasn't going to be too far behind him, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that kind of added to it, but I had this, I didn't know where to get any meth for like 3 or 4 days, right?
Okay.
So I had like this 3 or 4 day period of clarity, right? And then I found some and I used it, and when I used it, I absolutely got like no joy, nothing. I felt, it's the weirdest feeling. I felt like this feeling of emptiness.
Okay.
The substance that I've been chasing for all these years and basically became my life. When I had this period of clarity, and then I got some of that substance, it did nothing for me.
Okay.
And it was just like this moment, like this light hit me, and I was like, all right, well, this shit's not what you thought it was, and it is time, the party's over, basically, is what I told myself.
Gotcha.
And then I realized I was 33, I was a loser, you know, I didn't have nothing. I was living at my dad's house and selling dope out of his house and just not doing anything with my life, you know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
it was time.
Pretty much an epiphany for you, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. And why was it important for you not to let, quote unquote, recovering addict become your identity?
I don't know. It was just something that I didn't want that to be who I was for the rest of my life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I still use that term, you know what I mean? Like, I'll tell people, you know, I'm just a recovering addict, and imagine all the great things that you could do, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't want that to, like, define me, you know?
Right.
Yeah, so I think it was a David Goggins video that actually inspired me to become more than just ordinary person, you know, just the recovering addict. So
that's it. We're gonna transition right into that, bro. That's perfect.
Right.
So next topic is your mindset and the transformation that you've had. So how did discovering David Goggins influence your mindset and change your direction in life?
Yeah, that was it, man. That was the planted the seed to make the change from just being, because I didn't know what I was gonna do when I got sober, right?
Okay.
I know I needed to get my shit together, get a job, and start living like a normal citizen.
Yeah.
But I didn't know what I was gonna do. You know what I mean? So I just somehow came across a video of David Goggins. And he was talking all this shit about, you know, like, life is not about fucking comfort, and, you know, like, you know how David Goggins is, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I start, like, looking more into him, and I see all this crazy shit that he does, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, so let me try some. I wonder if I could do something like that, you know what I mean? I wonder if I could run a marathon or, you know, walk 100 miles or... You know, he runs 100 miles at a time.
Yeah.
So that was it, man. And then I was just, and then, you know, he got the whole Navy SEAL thing that he did, 3 Hell Weeks in 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
And that always, like, intrigued me, the Hell Week and the Navy SEAL shit, you know what I mean? So I'm sitting there thinking, like, I don't want to, it's planting the seeds of change that I don't just want to be, like, an ordinary citizen, you know what I mean? I want to do something with purpose behind it.
Yeah.
So that's when I'm like, I wonder if I could still join the military. I know I'm old, but I don't know the cutoff age. You know what I mean? So and then I start looking into it, and I realized that I was still under the cutoff age of 35, and so then I started looking into joining the Army. Yeah.
That's fucking badass, man. David Goggins has changed a lot of people's fucking lives, mine included, dude. Like, and that's why I remember the first time I met you. I don't know if you remember.
I do. I wanted to bring that up.
Yeah. The first time you complimented my David Goggins tattoo in Camp Robinson, I think it was, right?
Yep.
In California. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And then I was like, he knows who David Goggins is. That's what's up, bro. So that's when you first caught my attention, man, because not a lot of people know what that logo is, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, man, nice fucking David Goggins tattoo. I was like, thanks, bro. That's what's up. So that I think that's when we first met. We didn't really get the talking yet, but yeah, man, that was cool, man. So David Goggins is quite the inspiration, bro. Mm-hmm. So the next question is, you talk a lot about embracing suffering and hard challenges. So why do you believe hardship creates growth?
I feel like it's the way to figure out who you really are, right? And how far you could push yourself. And it's like just growing from that, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, doing hard shit I think it's the best therapy out there, you know what I mean? like every couple of months I got to do something that physically challenges me, or else like my brain starts going haywire. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's helped my growth, and I know it can help anybody else's. You know what I mean? So
yeah. Dude, you're a fucking monster, bro. I tell you.
Thank you.
I can't fucking like. I hope people start following you once they get to know you more here, man, because you're posting every single, like, pretty much every fucking day doing something, man, and it believe it or not, it inspires me too, man. Like,
hell yeah, that's what I'm here for. That's what my mission,
Yeah.
I feel like, is to inspire people. You know what I mean?
Good.
And especially the people in the lowest places. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that's where I was.
Exactly.
And there's nothing special about me. You know what I mean? It's just the mindset that you got to change, and you can do anything. You know.
Fuck yeah.
If some of these people that are like in the streets, you know, in the drug scene, if they, even like the people that panhandle and they hustle, if they could change their mindset and hustle as hard as they do in that world, in the real world, they could do anything. You know what I mean?
That's for damn sure.
It's just switching the mindset.
That's
know?
it, bro.
Yeah.
That's where it's at. So what does discipline look like in your everyday life now compared to the life that you used to live?
Yeah, I mean, just discipline for me nowadays is just, you know, doing something every day. You know what I mean? You know, whether it be meditating, prayer, grounding, just keeping yourself aligned, working out every day. You know what I mean? Just trying to connect with the source every day. Is what the discipline is for me now. You know what I mean? Because you can't work out every day. You need your rest days. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like just doing that so you stay on that path. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Compared to when my old life, I had no discipline. You know, that's where I had no discipline and I had no purpose, and that's where all the pain came from. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think a lot of people out here that don't know their purpose yet are hurting. You know what I mean? And that's why they turn to the streets or to drugs or to alcohol.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? So
Okay. All right. And what message would you give to someone who feels trapped right now by addiction, failure, or their past mistakes?
nah, your past mistakes, they don't define you. It's never too late to change your life and to change the way you're living. Just believe in yourself. If you just believe in yourself, there is nothing you can't do.
Yeah.
Yeah, just believe in yourself. That's my main message to the world is you can do anything as long as you believe hard enough. You
That's
know what
it.
I mean? So
Okay.
have faith in yourself and yeah, just be kind to yourself and be kind to others, and shit will start going your way.
For sure.
Yeah.
All right. Let's jump into your military journey, bro.
All right.
All right, cool. So, what made you decide to pursue the military at 35 years old when most people would say it's too late?
Yeah, well, it was that thing of not wanting to just live an ordinary life, you know what I mean? And what it was one day I was sitting in my dad's house and I was trying to figure out what to do, and I hear a helicopter fly over. And it was like, it's a helicopter. I wonder if I could ever ride in a helicopter. How could I ride in a helicopter? And then I start thinking about maybe I could book a helicopter ride, or hey, maybe I could join the Army, you know what I mean? Like, and that's kind of when I started that research into it.
Okay.
And so yeah, like I think it was a couple days later, I ran. I had just started running, and when I first started running, the very first day, I could not make it down the block.
Yeah.
Like, cause I was smoking cigarettes, smoking shit every day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I had started running, like for a couple of weeks, and I kind of already had the mindset that I wanted to like try to join the Army.
Yeah.
So I ran from my dad's house to the recruiter's office, and I walked right in, and then we started the process, and I got there. And I started like the paperwork, and then within like 2 days, the recruiter sent it up, but they denied me.
Yeah.
But he didn't tell me anything about getting a waiver for my criminal background. They denied me because of my criminal background.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I ended up asking him if like any other branches might be more lenient. And he was like, sure, you could try the National Guard. They might be more lenient.
Okay.
So that was it. I ran back home and I called the National Guard recruiter.
Yeah.
And I thankfully got a very good recruiter who was willing to work with me. She knew all about my past, my background and stuff, but she never gave up on me. Sergeant Hayes was my recruiter, and I thank her for always like believing in me. Yeah. Because it took me 2 years almost to actually finally get my waivers approved. Right. And when I did finally get my criminal background waiver approved, I had just turned 35 like a week earlier. So she goes, yeah, it got approved, but now we got to get you an age waiver. So I'm like, all right. How long is this going to take? You know what I mean? Yeah. But that only took like 2 weeks. And then I got to go swear in a couple weeks later. So
okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting, man. So a little going more into that being rejected, right? Because in 2015, I tried to go active too. Same exact fucking thing. They denied me after waivers, got denied. And then I did. But the cool thing about that is that yours was a little expedited because I didn't know about the National Guard.
Oh, really?
So they actually recommended you, which is awesome because that kind of like speeded up the process a little bit more. Yeah. After they rejected me, they're just like, get fucked kind of deal, right? Hey Warriors, before we get back into today's episode, I want to take a moment to share something really meaningful. Life can get heavy sometimes, whether you're a teenager figuring out your place in the world, a family trying to stay connected through challenges, or a service member transitioning back to the civilian life. It's not always easy to navigate those moments alone, and that's where the Rock Family Therapy comes in. They're a veteran-owned practice dedicated to helping people just like you, people facing real struggles, real emotions, and real turning points. Their team offers compassionate, personalized therapy for adolescents, families, military personnel, and anyone working through trauma. What I love most about their approach is they truly listen, they take action, and they help you transform. No judgment, no one-size-fits-all solutions, just a safe, supportive space where you can heal, grow, and regain control of your life. If you've been carrying something heavy, this would be your sign to take that first step. You don't have to go through it alone. Check out the Rock Family Therapy and start building a brighter future one step at a time. Mention that you heard the sponsorship on my podcast and you'll get your first session free. No obligations. All right, let's get back to the episode. What's up, Warriors? Before we jump further in today's episode, I've got a story you need to hear. It starts back in 2010 with a guy named A.G. Gregoroff hiking through the San Diego backcountry. In the middle of nowhere, his flip-flop blows out, the strap snaps, he's stuck, so he does what most people wouldn't. He rigs it back together with paracord just to make it out. It works, but barely. His feet are torn up, bleeding, and that's when the question hits him. Why isn't there a flip-flop actually built for real life? So here's where things get interesting. Not long after, he's in Japan working as a military contractor, and he goes deep into the jungles of Okinawa looking for a master leather craftsman. No joke, this turns into a decade-long obsession with building the toughest, most durable, best-looking flip-flops you can imagine. Now we're talking full-grain American leather, handcrafted, built to handle mountains, deserts, everyday wear, whatever you throw at them. At first, it was just for him. Then his jiu-jitsu team wanted some. Then his other military guys wanted some. Then athletes. And suddenly, this thing just blows up and gets a name. Toehold. And today, it's grown into a brand out of Las Vegas that's basically flipping the entire footwear industry on its head. While everyone else is making cheap, disposable stuff. These guys are building something that actually gets you where you need to go. And it gets better with time. So if you're tired of replacing your flip-flops every month and you want something that's built with intention, built to last, and honestly just looks incredible, go to shoptoehold.com and get your gear today. You can also get yourself a wallet, a key fob, caps, rash guards, and much more. All right, guys, let's jump back into the episode. So let me ask you a little more about that because that was actually my next question is like, what kept you from giving up after being rejected during the 2-year process of being wavered in the National Guard?
Man, I wasn't going to take no for an answer. You know what I mean? Like,
okay.
I knew I was still eligible. I knew that there was still a possibility.
Yeah.
And as long as I keep trying, that it could still happen. You know what I mean? And I kept training like I was going to go to basic in a couple of months. You know what I mean? I kind of visualized it. And like, I put myself in that headspace that that my waiver had already got approved and I was going to leave to basic training in a couple of weeks. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I kept training like that. And then my recruiter told me that things that might help your waiver process were, getting some college credits, doing volunteer work, getting letters of recommendation. So I said, cool, I'm going to go to work, start doing all that. Started volunteering. I did some work at Habitat for Humanity, which is a really cool nonprofit that builds houses for like lower income people.
Okay.
So I did that. Started going to college, and that's kind of when I got into my career of firefighting, because I was like, if I don't get approved, I want to do something in the civilian world that's kind of like the military.
Okay.
So I was like, wildland firefighting is like, I think that would be it.
Yeah.
So I started doing college at CNM, and I got some credits and just kept applying, and they finally approved me.
That's fucking awesome, dude. Okay, so that must have been a trip, man, because I enlisted at 28. You enlisted at 35. So going into basic, bro, what did it feel like to you? Like, well, first of all, let's back up a little bit, because my next question was, what did it feel like the day you officially enlisted in the Army National Guard? What was that feeling like to you?
Oh man, it was like a dream come true. It was like everything I visualized to happen, I made happen, and that was like inspiring for me.
Yeah.
That I could make things happen as long as I believed in myself,
Yeah.
Or like you visualize it, and then you kind of live it, and then you make it happen.
Okay.
It felt like, I don't know. It was awesome, man. I can't describe
awesome,
the feeling.
bro. Yeah, dude, it's amazing, especially with the past life that you left behind.
Yeah.
So now, leading into what I was going to ask you before that was like going in as a fucking old man, quote unquote, right? Because me going in at 28, I was looked at as like the old man, the dad type fucking guy. Like they would literally call me dad in basic, bro.
Yeah.
So how did it feel like? What was the process for you like during basic training?
I did my best to kind of like just stay in the mindset of like a regular recruit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But everybody kind of looked up to me as the older guy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like they would come to me for advice and stuff, and I did my best to not play the like father figure role, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And gain the respect of pretty much everybody in my training platoon, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it felt good because I was keeping up with them.
Yeah.
Right? These guys are like half my age, and I'm keeping up with them. You know
That's
what I mean?
That's fucking crazy, bro.
So I was like, it was good too. And then that's like the source of inspiration for them is that, this old ass man is out fucking, he's keeping up. You know what I mean? So I got to keep up, you know?
Yeah.
So it felt good.
Yeah. All right, bro. That's fucking amazing, man. All right, so the last one for the military journey. How did your past struggles prepare you mentally for military training and becoming an infantryman?
Oh, yeah. I don't know. Probably just, I don't know. It's a hard one. Because, like, my past didn't really match what I was doing in the military, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Because that mentality derived from somewhere, dude.
Right.
So
I guess it would just be the hustle, the grind that I learned from my old life, you know what I mean?
Okay.
That I had to kind of apply that to this new life I'm trying to live, and I gotta hustle as hard as I did in that world, in this new world, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was like, yeah. I guess it would kind of be like, I always try to be the first one with all my gear on, you know what I mean? Or like, if they called for people, volunteers, hey, give me 3, I'd always try to be the first one over there, you know what I mean? Because I want to grind, I want to get it, you know what I mean? And I want other people to see that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was always my mentality too, of in the streets of, I want to grind, I want people to know and to respect my hustle, you know what I mean?
Gotcha.
So
that's
kind of what carried over, yeah.
For sure, bro. So we'll jump into your firefighter career and the purpose of it. So becoming a firefighter was a childhood dream for you. So what did it mean to finally achieve that?
Yeah, that was another thing that meant the world to me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I had that dream as a child when I went to visit Station 3 in kindergarten, I think it was.
Okay.
And I was like, this is cool, you know? And I told my mom I want to be a firefighter when I grow up, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then life happens and you forget about those dreams, you know what I mean? And then, you know, that was like, it felt really good because I was, you know, considered an old man for the career, you know what I mean? And, but I made that dream come true. I resurrected that dream, so to speak, you know what I mean?
Gotcha.
So yeah, it felt pretty amazing, man.
It's fucking amazing.
It's a great job, man. I love it. I love being able to give back to the community. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's another purpose of mine, is to try and give back for all the, you know, damage I did when I was living the bad life. So
okay. Yeah, and that's also another good transition for my next question. So how has serving the community as a firefighter helped you heal or find purpose?
Yeah, that's pretty much what it's done, is help me heal and given me purpose.
Okay.
It's just, I don't know, it's just, it feels really good to give back, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I sorry, lost.
No, you're good, man. You're good.
But yeah, like I said, that's what I feel like my purpose is, just to give back and to try and help out this community. I love Albuquerque so much, man. Like, I love Albuquerque, man. So I know we got our problems, but like, I feel like we have to be a part of the solution if we want it to get better. We can't just bitch about it all the time and talk about how bad it is and blame the politicians, you know what I mean? Like, if I want it to change, I gotta be part of that change, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So that's my main mission. I want to eventually, like, maybe this is something that you might be interested in, but eventually I want to try and open a program where the young kids in the city could get like free martial arts training or something, you know what I mean? Because I feel like that would be a good outlet to kind of help them through the rage that I think that they're going through, is why there's so much youth violence.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my ultimate dream, is to do something like that.
That's pretty cool.
To help the youth, I think are who we got to reach in order to help change this city.
Yeah, they're the future.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, you know, maybe my generation is too far gone, or you know what I mean. But the youth, I think, if we could really help them find constructive ways to deal with the anger and the rage that they feel, then we can make a change. And then you change your community, then you change the state, and then you change the world, you know. So.
I like that, man. That's a good vision to have. Shout out to Jiu-Jitsu Cartel, man. They're actually, they help the kids a lot by putting them into competitions without any like registration fees and things like that. That's awesome. That's a stepping stone for that.
That's awesome.
But what you're saying is that you want to go ahead and get these kids like free classes and stuff, maybe self-defense a little bit, kids being bullied, things like that, right? You just want to, you know, without having to pay like monthly fees and things like that. That's what you're getting at. Okay.
That's what it was when I was a kid. Like I grew up with Karate Kid, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I wanted to learn karate so that I could beat up I'll fight back against my bullies.
Yeah.
But my parents can never afford it. So.
Right. I got you, man. Yeah. That'll be awesome, dude, if we can make that happen. Yeah. And next topic here, man. Challenges, charity, and legacy. So tell us about the physical challenges you're currently preparing for and why they matter to you.
All right, so I'm currently preparing for the 4x4x48 challenge.
Nice.
I know you know what this is. I know you've done it, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's rough.
It's a rough one, right? Yeah. So I try to do it annually. So I was able to do it before we left for deployment last year. So it's about that time this year to start doing it again. If nobody knows what that is, you run 4 miles every 4 hours for 48 hours straight, and then that equals 48 miles total. So I'm preparing for that, and every year I do it, I try to raise money for a charity. This year I'm raising money for the Heroes for Heroes nonprofit through the Forge group. It's a first responder group. It's like a iron sharpens iron brotherhood group. But what the Heroes for Heroes charity does is we go to UNM Children's Hospital a couple of times a year, and we deliver gifts to the kids and the families that are in the hospital.
That's awesome.
And then, like this last time I was in my Army uniform, we had a guy in his firefighter bunkers. We had another guy in his firefighter badge shirt. And then shout out to Lieutenant Bustos. It's his nonprofit. He was in the Batman suit, and his son was. We had two guys in Spider-Man suits.
That's cool.
So we just go through, and it brings joy to the kids. You know what I mean? They get happy.
Okay.
So yeah,
that's pretty awesome, man. Giving back to the community, like we just mentioned earlier.
And then also my birthday challenge I got coming up on June 8th. The birthday challenge, No Snivel birthday challenge, is you walk your age in miles, and then every mile on the mile you do your age in reps of a certain workout. And for me, you know, it's going to be burpees. So it's going to be 41 miles and then 41 burpees every mile on the mile. Ooh. And I think it works out to like 1,600 burpees by the end. But I do my best to try and film shit like that, but it's like...
That is fucking ballsy, bro. Like... And burpees, bro. You're always doing fucking burpees, bro. Every time I go through your shit, bro, it's burpees. And you're not just doing fucking regular burpees, bro. Like, tell the audience what kind of fucking burpees you do, man. Because
I do all kinds of different burpees. I think it's the best exercise, best body weight exercise you could do. You know what I mean? Like, even if you're just trying to do some cardio, or there's so many variations to it that you could get like a total body workout with just one movement, even if you don't have space or like a path to run on, you know what I mean? The last thing I did was 300 Navy SEAL burpees, which is 3 pumps, and then you bring your knee up to your chest on every pump. That was hard. Yeah. That killed me. It took me about 2 hours, and I was dead.
Bro, that's crazy. There's 2 exercises that I fucking hate the most, bro. Burpees and fucking thrusters, dude. I cannot stand those, dude.
I can't do thrusters. I can't do the front rack, so
okay. Yeah, dude. But hey, you got to do the shit you fucking hate, right? That's what's going to get you through it, man. Yeah. Okay. So what charity or fundraising work are you passionate about right now, and how can other people support it?
That's the main one, is the Heroes for Heroes. I'm really trying to focus in on raising money for this, just because, like, being a part of it, I was able to actually see the outcome of, you know, like the donations that people made, and then being there to actually give the toys to the kids and bring the joy to them actually, like, made me really want to start focusing on this charity. And that charity, you could go onto my page, Festmanic on Instagram, and I have a video posted for the donation page.
All right.
Or you could go on, I believe it's forgedcompany.com. I'd have to check, but yeah.
Okay.
So that's where you could go to the Heroes for Heroes nonprofit, make donations, find out what it's all about, the mission, and all that.
Okay.
And I could get you the link too. Maybe you could post on the.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I'll throw the link on the description of the video when this comes out.
Okay.
Okay. Cool. And all right. So you didn't mention this in your fucking bio, bro. So I had to bring it up, man, because I feel it's important too.
Yeah.
Tell us a little about No Snivel Ruck Club. How and why did that come up?
The way No Snivel Ruck Club came up was I was just like doing a lot of these ruck challenges, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would try to invent ruck challenges on my own, you know what I mean? Like just something creative, do it and film it. And then I did a Go Ruck event in New York City for the 9/11 memorial. I think it was back in 2021.
Nice.
And then I realized that there's ruck clubs throughout the country, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, well, I'm going to try and start my own, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I wanted to start it as a ruck club and then also as a brand, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just kind of looked into the criteria of what I needed to do to start a ruck club through Go Ruck. And I got it done, submitted it to them, and they approved it. So it's just No Snivel Ruck Club on Facebook. It's currently, I haven't been doing anything because we just got back from deployment, but I'm going to start posting our weekly rucks. I try to do at least a weekly ruck or maybe bi-weekly.
Okay.
Group ruck. Sometimes nobody shows up and it's just me, and I'm a solo ruck club.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people think that like if I do schedule a ruck that it's gonna be like some crazy ruck or crazy workout or crazy weight. But no, like the group rucks are just for that social dynamic, you know what I mean? And then just meet up with people and get outside and get the body moving.
Yeah.
And just, you know, I think the best place to be is outside.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if I could live outside, I would.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think that's a good thing, man. And then, by the way, I'm actually wearing the shirt that we collabed on.
Yep.
No Snivel Ruck Club, High Speed Warrior. If you still want this shirt, it's still available on officialhighspeedwarrior.com. So go support Matt by purchasing this shirt.
There you go.
Profits go to him and his whatever he donates to, whatever charity he goes to. So go get the shirt, officialhighspeedwarrior.com. So yeah, I'm a big fan. I'd like to support any way I can, bro.
Awesome.
And that's I remember the day right. We talked about this shit, getting a collab together before you deployed, and we fucking made it happen, bro.
We did.
We made it happen, dude. And I was so excited for that, dude, because like I said, I knew I had to collab with you. I don't know whose idea it was, but I knew it had to happen, bro, because it was like I said, like people have already gotten an idea of who you are and how fucking inspiring you are. So I was like, that's kind of the mission that I'm bringing to the community as well. So it just had to be created, man.
Yeah, there we go.
And my last question before we hit rapid fire, bro. At this point in your journey, what kind of legacy do you want to leave behind?
Just redemption. You know what I mean? At one point, I thought I was a lost cause, you know what I mean? And other people thought that of me, and, you know, pretty much society thought that of me. And I never gave up. And, yeah, I consider myself successful. So that's the legacy I want to leave behind. And I want to inspire others to do the same. And just do hard shit. Like, get out there and kill shit.
Yeah.
Do hard shit, you know what I mean?
That's
like,
it.
Like, I want to be known for doing some crazy hard shit. You know
That's
what I
it,
mean?
man.
As hard as I could go, you know what I mean? Maybe I can't go through, like, Hell Week or any of that shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But as hard as I could go, that's what I want to do in my life, you know? And I want to push myself to my limits. And,
Yeah.
I want to be known for that, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, for sure, dude.
Also, work ethic, you know what I mean? I want to be known for working as hard as possible, you know, consistently. So
Yeah.
I think that would be my legacy that I want to leave behind, you know?
Okay. You're doing a good fucking job at it, bro.
Yeah, thanks, brother.
Kudos to you, man. Like I can't brag enough about you to my audience, dude, because like I said at the beginning of this podcast, bro, you're like one of the hardest motherfuckers I know. And that's a lot to say,
man.
dude, because there's not a lot out there like you, man. And I think we do need more of you, right? Like with the hustler mentality, getting it, fucking doing what's hard, because that's what's going to make you a better person individually, right? And then that kind of aura spreads to it's contagious, man.
That's what it is, yeah.
So you need to get that shit out, bro, and I think you're doing a fantastic job at it, man.
Oh,
So
yeah,
kudos to you,
brother.
Especially with the lifestyle that you had before, right? It's like overcoming adversity, persevering, doing what pretty much is impossible, right? You said 2%, bro.
2%.
So I mean, that's awesome, man. I can't brag enough about all that shit. So kudos to you, bro.
Brother.
So my last thing, I like to do rapid fire questions at the end of my questions.
Okay.
So coffee or energy drinks?
Energy drinks.
All right, yeah. What's the hardest workout you've ever done?
1,000 burpees for time.
Whew. Damn. Yeah, man. How long did that take you?
I think it was under. I don't know. I have it on my Instagram.
Okay.
It was the Mannix 1,000 burpee challenge. I think it was a little over 2 hours.
Fuck, man.
But I was dead after that.
Oh my god, dude. What's one habit that changed your life?
Visualization.
Oh, I like it. What's your favorite music to train to?
Insane Clown Posse.
I knew that was coming. What's the biggest lesson sobriety taught you?
Gratitude.
Gratitude. All right. What keeps you motivated every day? I
I would have to say God. Honestly.
All right. That's the perfect
Creator.
answer.
Yeah.
That's it, man. What does success mean to you today?
Success to me is, I think, being happy, being fulfilled. We could have all the material shit we want, but if we're not fulfilled, then if I wasn't fulfilled, I wouldn't feel successful. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah. All right. Last one here, bro. If you could talk to your younger self, what would you say? What would you tell him?
It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. Just hang in there. I love you.
All right. Yeah. Fucking great answers, bro. I love it. Cool. So those were my questions, bro. Now, it's open mic here for you. We could talk about whatever we didn't mention. If you feel there's something important that you need to throw out there, that you need to tell the world or the audience, whatever, now's the perfect time to do it.
I mean, I think we covered pretty much everything, man.
Okay.
What do you got going on these days, man? What's up with when's the next tournament?
No, next tournament is going to be in Vegas for nationals next month, the end of June, man. So,
okay.
Trying to be a national champion, bro.
All right. Yeah, you got this. You got
man.
this. What belt are you now?
Purple belt.
Purple.
So,
Okay.
I'm trying to bring back 4 more golds, bro, and hopefully we can, hopefully we can add to the stack. Bring back 4 golds home, and just keep hustling, man. It's just about the everyday grind, like we just talked about, man.
Yeah.
Is there any mentions or plugs or shout outs that you want to throw out there?
I'd just like to send a shout out to Lieutenant Charles Bustos, Albuquerque Fire Rescue, and the Forged Group. It's been very beneficial in my life. I like to consider him my mentor because he's the guy I try to be like, as far as his training, the things he does for charity, the charity work he does, and he goes and speaks, to the public. Like, that's the kind of mentality I want to build, where, I have that courage to speak in public or to go ask for donations, you know what I mean, for a good cause,
Yeah.
So, yeah. Everybody else in the fire department, you guys are awesome. All my leadership in the military, shout out to you guys.
All right, for sure, bro.
You've been supporting me every step of the way. So
awesome. And last but not least, just let the audience know where they can follow you on social media.
You can follow me at FestManic on Instagram. That's my old nickname, Manic. So yeah, that's my old street name. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, FestManic, and then also just look for me on Facebook, Matt Marquez. I'll be the guy in the firefighter uniform, the firefighter bunker gear. But yeah, those are pretty much the 2 socials that I'm really on. So
Okay, for sure. And I'll throw your tags on the description as well, bro.
cool, man. Yeah.
Cool, man. Well, that was it, dude. Great fucking story. Like I said, very inspiring, and I hope that the people open people's eyes once they got to know you more now as an individual. So thank you again for coming into the podcast, man.
Always thanks you for having me.
For sure, bro. And if there's any way that I can help you on your nonprofits or charity work, man, just let me know. I'm all game for it, dude.
Cool,
I'm all
man.
for helping it.
Yeah, will do.
All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Small Talk on the Mats, and we'll peace out. We'll see you later.